Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're doing alright. So as you saw in the last GTR video, we did remove the back box. In this video, guys, we'll be taking the car around to the workshop. I think once we got it on the ramp, we will be removing the Y pipe, the original one, as we have got a MILTEK Y pipe to fit on. So once we got the MILTEK Y pipe fitted on, and we got the new back box fitted as well, guys, we will be showing you guys how it sounds. And once that's done, we will be taking it down to get the car tracked. Once all that's done and out the way, we can take the car for the all-important test drive as well. So yeah, guys, without blabbing on too much, if you do enjoy the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And it's most likely going to be a short video, so yeah, guys, hope you do enjoy it. And without blabbing on too much, let's get started. So we got the car placed on the ramp now. I've also got both exhausts right here. This is the original exhaust of the car. So what I'll have to do is remove the mounts for the exhaust. So there's 3 mounts on there. We'll get them off, put them on the new exhaust, and also there's one tip that we need to replace, which is this tip right here. It's got a bit of damage on it. So I think one of the tips on the original exhaust are right. So what we'll do is we'll just swap them over. Apart from that, the exhaust will be ready to go back on. Before we actually start getting it on, we will need to remove the cat right here. There was a bracket that I removed that runs along here, which is there. There's about 4 bolts on here. They're a bit rusted, so what I'll have to do is I'll probably have to clean them up, then apply a bit of heat on there to get them off. So we got the white pipe right here. So we're going to install this pipe. It's got the cat deletes on there, as well as that it's got the resonator delete. So we'll start installing that. I've removed the gaskets. When putting another pipe in, obviously them gaskets shouldn't really be reused, but we're going to be reusing them as I've not ordered new ones, so I've not thought that far ahead. If it leaks, I'll just order some new ones in, but for now we'll start installing the white pipe. So as I was putting the white pipe on, one of the studs actually broke. So what I had to do is take the white pipe back off and drill out that hole, because the stud literally just snapped on the edge. There's no way of getting it out other than drilling it all out. So I spent about an hour and a half just drilling it all out. So now we got fresh nut and bolts on all 4. So that should be ready to go. So we'll start getting the back box on. Before we do that, what we need to do is get all the exhaust mounts back on the new one. You can see right there, so there's about 3 right there, so they need to come on here. There's another 2 right here, so I'll have to go find them, get them on. Also, one of the exhaust tips were damaged, you see right here. So what we'll do is we'll just unbolt it. There's a bolt literally underneath, so we unbolt it and swap it for one of the ones that are alright on this side. This one's actually alright, so we just swap that over before we fit it. So guys, we have a bit of an issue now. We got a facelift exhaust right here, which is original exhaust. Then we got a pre-facelift exhaust right here, which we purchased. It's a 2010. Now the difference is the exhaust tips on the 2015, which is our facelift model. The tips are bigger, and the one on the 2010, the tips are slightly smaller, so we can't really swap them over. Apart from that, everything else is the same. It's only the tips that are different. So meanwhile, we just put the exhaust on and look for some tips. as you know, the exhaust has been fitted down now, but the footage actually come out corrupt. So what I'm going to do is get in the car and start it up, and we'll see how it sounds. So as you guys know, the footage actually come out corrupt, and I've come back from the tracking place now, and the wheel has got a slight problem on this side. So I think that the first point of impact was that wheel right there, and the guy actually told me the lower control arm is slightly bent and he couldn't adjust it, and it's quite out of spec, so we need to get that sorted. So what I'll be doing is, before actually ordering parts, I will be measuring up the subframe to make sure it's not out of line. So if it is out of line, it won't make a difference if you start changing parts. So that's the first things that we need to do, make sure that subframe is straight. So yeah guys, basically that control arm is slightly bent, so that will need to get sorted. So before we do that, we will be obviously be measuring up and making sure the subframe is not bent, and taking the tire off, inspecting all the arms. The only thing is that even if you got a slight bend on any arm or control arm or a suspension leg, it's that slight that you can't really tell. But the tracking guy did tell me it's a low control arm. So before we do that, I will be checking everything all over. So that said, let's take it out and see how it goes. We'll take it out for a drive, won't go too crazy.
So guys, first things first, the car is showing 35 miles in the range. So we are heading down to the petrol station. We're going to fill up on some V-Power. Guys, so we just topped up, so we're going to head down to dual carriageway. Just see how the car drives on a high speed. So yeah, let's go.
So it's our first test drive, guys. After months and months of actually fixing it and it being inside the workshop, it's that time's come to actually take in a drive and see how it actually drives, and see how good our job is.
So guys, as you know, the car is pulling slightly to the left because of the was it the lower arm?
Yeah, the lower arm.
Because the lower arm, the driver's side. As well as that, we found out we had a low pressure tyre light come up. That was for the front passenger side. So as we're at the petrol station, we did top that up with some air, and now the tyre is inflated. It's not pulling as much.
We'll have to get it checked, because it might have a leak and there might be a nail in there.
Yeah, so we might have to get that sorted out. And also, the track is not as bad now. It is still pulling to the left, but it's not as bad as what it was before. So what we can do is definitely change that lower arm, and we're going to have a look at that tyre, see what's going on. We have topped up the tyre, so I'm going to check it again just now, just to see what kind of reading it gives us, so if I remember how to do this. So we're going to... Alright, so tyre pressure. Yeah, so it looks like it is holding pressure. We've been on the road for about a good 20 minutes now, and it's still at 35 psi, so that is still holding pressure, but I've got a feeling it's got a slow leak, so over time, if you park it up, it will kind of start to go down. But so far so good. It is holding pressure and it's not pulling as much.
Also, there's no funny sounds or knocks and bangs coming from the suspension or anything like that.
Oh, that's got a lot of pull, that was insane. You know what it is?
The drive on the GTR is just
it's
totally
crazy.
different.
Yeah.
I've driven AMGs and all sorts, but the drive on this is
you know what? How does this compare to the RS6? I think the RS6 has got a bit of a delay. When you put your foot down,
yeah,
it's got like a 2-second delay. This is just instant.
And the way the GTR is actually set up is like a track setup. You can feel it on the steering. Everything is nice and stiff. There's no like body roll or anything like that. hopefully by the time we get back to the unit,
Yeah.
the brake disc will be clean with all that rust on it from being parked up for a while.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the power behind
Nice.
it and the handling is actually really good. I've never actually driven a car that's got this much actually good handling. So it's really good on handling, guys. I give it that.
This is hands down the fastest car we've owned. I mean, we've had a bunch of cars, as you guys know. Even before YouTube, guys, we've had so many sports cars, and none of those cars compared to this.
I'll tell you one thing, the C63 is probably faster than this, but handling wise, you can't beat a GTR.
The problem is the C63, because it's rear wheel drive, you know, at that initial start it does kind of struggle to kind of gain a bit of traction, whereas this car, it just pulls from the get-go, guys. As soon as you put your foot down, it is off. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, it is quite scary being a passenger in a GTR.
When you're a driver, you actually know you got the car.
But when you're a passenger,
when you're a
it's a
passenger,
different story.
you're a bit wary.
Yeah.
Looks like the brakes are going in really nice. The braking on this is really good. Like, I've driven the M3, the M4s, and the ID RS6, obviously, RS4s and all sorts, but the braking on the GTR is really, really good. It's really active. As soon as you brake, it's instant, it kicks in straight away, and you feel that force coming down.
It sounds so much better with the exhaust, though. Honestly, the exhaust, well, I know it's just a mid pipe, but it sounds 10 times better.
It actually pulls like a train in every gear, like it wants to go.
You know, I felt the G-force there. Can we put the G-force meter on it?
You have to go through the settings. You actually feel the car actually lift up, ready to go.
You can feel the G-force now. That's insane.
So we're back at the workshop.
That was insane. That was.
Literally, you don't actually get out the GTR. That's how fun it is to drive.
Guys, so like I mentioned before, a lot of the videos come out corrupt, so we had to redo a lot of the footage again. But yeah, we are going to end the video there. So guys, let us know if you should wrap the roof black or keep it as it is. And also the rear glass and the quarter glass, shall we tint that in a black tint as well? So drop your comments down below, guys. So yeah, that is that, guys, for this video. I think what we're going to do is probably start work on the C63. Is that next week, Z?
Yeah, I'll definitely be getting that in there. That's
yeah,
been
so
a while.
not long now, guys, before the C63 gets here. That doesn't mean we're just gonna, you know, push this car away and then you'll never see it again. We will be doing work to this car once it's 100%. We'll basically record all the footage for you guys. So we might do one more or maybe two more videos on the GTR. But I think now it's time to move on to the next project car, which is the C63. So yeah, guys, we are gonna end it there. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Performance Rebuilds. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.